I was skeptical about this one at first. I mean, I put together a few backyard projects over the years, sheds, pergolas, even a wobbly greenhouse that lasted one winter, but when my neighbor mentioned he'd built this big white sunroom in his yard in about a weekend, I'll admit I rolled my eyes. I figured it was one of those some assembly required deals where half the parts show up missing and the instructions look like they were written in another language. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I watched a few install videos, read through the customer photos, and then I ordered one myself. 8 feet by 20 feet, white panels, hinged side door, the whole thing arrived in 3 boxes that were actually labeled. That alone felt like a win. Within a couple of days I had it up, and honestly, it surprised me. I'm not just saying that to sound nice, the thing actually works. First off, the polycarbonate panels are way tougher than they look. I've had clear plastic roof panels before that yellowed and cracked after one season in the sun. These stayed crystal clear through a couple of hailstorms and a heatwave where the thermometer hit 105. They're rated for high impact, so if a stray baseball or a falling branch comes your way, you're covered. I also like that they let in diffused light without the harsh glare you get with glass, so my patio furniture doesn't fade as fast and my plants seem happier. The hinged side door is a small detail that makes a big difference. Most lean-to kits I've seen just give you a roll-up flap or a tiny window you have to crawl through. This door is wide enough that I can wheel my lawnmower inside for winter storage, and it latches shut so the wind doesn't rip it off the hinges. I've also used it as a makeshift greenhouse when I started my tomatoes early, kept them safe from late frosts without turning my garage into a jungle. Assembly was honestly easier than building a basic shed. The kit comes with numbered tracks, pre-drilled beams, and step-by-step booklet photos that actually match the parts. I had my 2 teenage sons helping on a Saturday, and we had the frame up by noon. The instructions even include torque specs for the screws, which sounds picky until you realize it prevents the whole thing from rattling in a storm. I didn't need special tools, just a drill, a rubber mallet, and a level I already owned. Because it's a lean-to design, one wall is your house, so you're only building 3 new walls plus the roof. That cuts the cost and the time dramatically. I ended up using it as a covered patio right away, then added a small propane heater last fall so we could still grill and eat outside when the temperature dropped. The white color blends with the siding on my house, so it doesn't look like some random plastic box plopped in the yard. The manufacturer says it's designed for seamless integration, and honestly, it's true. Maintenance is basically zero. I hose it down every couple of months, and that's it. No painting, no resealing, no worrying about rust. The aluminum frame is powder-coated, so it won't peel or chip, and the polycarbonate panels are UV protected so they don't get cloudy. I've had it up for almost a year now, and it still looks brand new. One thing to keep in mind, if your yard isn't level, you'll need to do some prep work. The base needs to sit on a solid, flat surface, either a concrete slab, a wooden deck, or compacted gravel with a perimeter frame. I used a few bags of quick-setting concrete around the perimeter and built a simple wooden base on top. It added a day to the project, but it was worth it for the stability. The only real downside I've found is the shipping weight. 3 boxes can be heavy, especially the longest one that's basically the roof section. I had to borrow a friend's truck to bring it home, and I wouldn't want to wrestle those boxes alone. Also, once it's up, it's not exactly portable. If you think you might move it later, this probably isn't the kit for you. All in all, I went from eye-rolling skeptic to genuinely impressed homeowner. It gave me a covered outdoor space I actually use year-round without breaking the bank or losing my weekends to endless assembly. If you've been on the fence about adding some weather-protected living space to your backyard, this might be the project that finally pushes you over. The link is below if you want to take a closer look.